This has been a crazy, beautiful week. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what I've been doing. And hopefully this wind isn't too god-awful for you. Taking a look at this map to see how much hiking I get to do today. And excellent. A little bit. So, I got this new stick pick that allows me to kind of hold the phone on my trekking pole, which is kind of neat. Man, it's windy. I'm sure that's probably bothering the heck out of this video. Might not be able to use it, but I'm going to still play with it because it's a new toy. Anyway, I'm really kind of liking it because you can extend it out. It can go a lot farther out than this. This is just what I've got. But I feel like it's not quite as bumpy for you either, which is part of what I'm looking for, is to kind of ease up the shake for you guys as well. So you're not just looking at my chin bobbling up and down like a turkey this entire time, every time I talk. So it's a couple months till I get on the Appalachian Trail. Oh, stick pick, go twisty. Sorry. Which I'm super excited about. And nervous. I've been struggling. So if you've been following along, you know that I got this bug to get on the Appalachian Trail because it had been 3 years since I broke my knee. I quartered it, and when I broke it, I pretty much let it atrophy, because I couldn't walk on it properly, and so I lost all of the muscle in my left leg. And after 3 years of that, I just decided I had better do something, I guess, more extreme, more that would keep my interest, in order to get all of my leg back instead of just part of it. Now, this could be counterproductive. It may be that I go to hike the Appalachian Trail and sure, my muscle gets a little stronger, but the whole leg goes kaput because of a fall or something else. But there's a whole other piece to this. I'm really trying to just kind of reclaim my life, because in that time, while I was laying around in bed, I was finding myself feeling like life was just sort of done, like all the good stuff was over. There's nothing really left. And so this was just also kind of a way to make sure that I had something to look forward to, something big, something important. And I don't know, I think this is important. I think it is big. Even though I can't go all 21 plus 100 miles in one shot, I'm gonna be what they call a lasher. I just found out that word. I'm pretty excited about it. Lasher, long ass section hiker. So I'm gonna do as many miles as I can in 70 days. And I'm hoping I'll get 700 miles, maybe 8, who knows. But 700 would make me pretty happy. If I could end up at, I don't know, around McAfee Knob, that would be awesome. Or McAfee. McAfee. It depends. McAfee sounds like McCafe, or like that McDonald's coffee drink some people drink. So it's probably McAfee. Anyway. So that's my hope. I have been struggling lately with my shoes again. So, historically I was having problems with my feet, just overall, feet aren't a super thing. And obviously, in hiking the trail, I am not wanting to deal with bad feet before I even ever get on there, because my feet are only going to get worse when I get on the trail and beat on them for several hundred miles. But I'm gonna do what I can to make the best shoe choices possible to help with that. So I started with some waterproof Obos because I really don't like boots. Boots kind of bang into my ankles and I'm just not a fan of that. So I started with some waterproof Obos, and the Obos are like pretty cool in the fit, but they're pretty heavy, and I don't know, I guess I just don't really want waterproof shoes. But in the long run, like as I wore them, I started experiencing foot pain at the top of my foot. What is that all about? So at the tops of my feet, once I laid down after taking those shoes off after a good hike, I was pretty freaking miserable. I was having a lot of pain. So I went in search and I started trying on shoe after shoe after shoe. And so then I settled on Altras. Everybody talks about the Altras. Altra Lone Peaks 3.5s. That's where everybody said it should be. But Altra does this thing called zero drop. And I've talked about them before, but basically that means that your foot is flat on the ground. Like you're as close to walking barefoot as you can be while still having shoes on your feet. Because your foot is, turning again, sorry. Because your foot is very flat. Your heel doesn't have a lift on it. And wearing the Altras was fan-flipping-tastic. It took like all the pain out of my feet. But it created new pain in my heels and my ankles after a few hundred miles of wearing them. And I went on and got another pair even after I wore out the first pair because I was like, these fixed all my feet problems, and that other problem is way smaller than the big problems I was having before. So that's what I did. But inevitably it just wasn't going away. So I was like, well, I'm going to have to do something, because that means that my tendons are not reacting well to the zero drop. But I really like the wide foot box, the wide toe box. I really like, I'm flat-footed. I need wide shoes. So, I could wear like Bozo's shoes and I would probably be pretty happy most of the time. So I've been searching and searching again and trying on shoes, and every time you gotta try a new brand, it kind of sucks because you can always find some spot that's gonna rub or whatever, and so you're trying to avoid blisters and all the problems that come with new shoes. So I settled on two pair actually. I bought a pair of Sauconys. Ooh, and they were on clearance, and I'm trying to remember what they were, but they're like a size and a half too big. So I go for a size too big when I'm wearing shoes. These were a size and a half too big in men's, because men's shoes are wider and cushier, because that's not very nice. Whatever. And then I also got these, let's see if I can get you to see them. These are Brooks, and it starts with a C. What are they called? Not the Cascadias. I don't know. I'll let you know. And the foot box is not quite as wide as the Altra, but so far so good. So I'm out kind of testing those out today and getting used to it. I'm doing a backpacking trip next weekend, and so I'm hoping to get a real feel for what these are going to feel like, and then I'll take another one later with the Sauconys and see how those are for me as well. And we'll just, I don't know, I guess play it by foot, if you will. I cannot wait, you guys, to go out into the wilderness for 2 months. People are like, at the end of every summer, my family and my kids are like, okay, we're about over camping. Thank goodness it's time to go home. That doesn't actually happen to me, ever. I go outside and I'm happy. I get inside and I get depressy. I just don't do well indoors. Oh, I remember hiking here before. I think there was like a geocache somewhere right in there. Can't really tell by looking at the camera where I am or whatever, but I'm pretty sure I found a geocache in there with the kids. Neat. So anyway, I just really enjoy being outside, and the end of the summer comes, and I'm not sad because it's time to go back to work. I'm sad because it's time to go back to the house. And I just want to stay in the tent for like all the time. I know once it gets cold that I'll have maybe an issue with that, I suppose. But, because cold and sleep can be a thing. Although I prefer to sleep in the cold than in the super hot. It's a lot easier to fall asleep in the cold. And once you get there, you warm up once you sleep. So, that's my adventures. I'm off for a solo hike today. It's the first time I've gotten a chance to solo hike in a long time. I hike a lot, but I don't really videotape much when I'm hiking with my daughter or my husband or friends or whatever because, you know, I'm busy talking to them and socializing. So I don't get a whole lot of recording time in. When I get on the Appalachian Trail, I plan to make an effort of making videos every day because I really want to have a record of that. I want to have a good record of where I've been. See this big dead tree over here? It's kind of cool looking. And I want to get those views from the way that I see them and hold on to those memories and maybe remember some of the faces that I see. My memory's crap, but when I watch other people on their hikes for the first couple days of the Appalachian Trail, which I did last summer, I'm like, oh, I remember that tree. How is it that I can't remember what I had for breakfast this morning, but I can remember that tree from the Appalachian Trail from a year ago? So, that's why I want to make sure that I can videotape so that I can continue to remember those trees. I'm not sure how this park works exactly. It's a lot of very strange trails here. It's very muddy. The mud goes pretty deep. So I'd really like it if I had some people with me while I hike. I'm gonna have my daughter with me and my husband with me for part of the time, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm hoping to not get to feeling too lonely on the trail. I understand on the Appalachian Trail it's harder to get lonely. There's a lot of people. But I'll be well behind any thru hikers. So like getting to know anybody kind of on the long term on the trail is less likely, I'm guessing. I don't really know. I don't know how many people that I'll see who will be in a similar predicament as me who are just hiking through the summer. I suppose that's probably not completely uncommon. At least among the teaching crowd of hikers. Ooh! I just startled a couple of birds who also got startled by me. Sorry. But, you know, I know that I will appreciate knowing that somebody out there is also paying attention to where I am and where I've been. So if every once in a while you could shoot me a message and say, hey, I'd appreciate that. It would make me feel a little bit better while I'm out there trekking. And I'll let you know how lonely it gets. Oh, there's kind of I guess it's maybe a hawk. What is that? Vulture? Like a turkey buzzard? Let's see if I can pick him up. Where is he from here? I can't tell what you guys can see and what you can't. Let's see if I can close up on him. Oh, he went down. I don't know if you can see him or not. I can see him. Pretty big. I think it's a turkey buzzard or something. That's my husband always calls every big bird that we see some kind of a vulture that is looking for a mouse or something, or some kind of stuff on the trail. This place is really cool. It's got like a lot of field to hike in. You can kind of see which direction we're heading in here. And it's got the trees. There's a few benches here. And you can hear the roads all around it because it's not super huge, but there's roads, but you just can't, like, you don't feel like you're in them. You feel like you're out in a prairie somewhere anyway. You can kind of ignore them as white noise, the roads in the background. This is not super duper training because it's really, really flat. I don't know if you can tell how flat it is, but it's prairie. It's not hills at all. And in order to really be training for the Appalachian Trail, I'm gonna have to get my hills on. I'm backpacking in hills next weekend, and I'm trying to get out as much as possible between now and then to build up my hill legs. I don't know how easy that's gonna be, but that's what I'm trying to do. Inevitably, I may end up having to do it all on the trail, and I'll inch my way up like I did last year. I had lots of training under my belt last year, but I was like, baby steps. I don't think my feet ever got all the way in front of each other whenever I was on the uphills. I'm pretty sure that they just kind of went like half steps. But, whatever. Those half steps got me 10 miles each day. Inevitably, I just took my time and got there. There's an actual swamp here. See? Pretty neat. So, let me take a look at that for a minute just because it's kind of cool. See why the big birds want to hang out here. I'm on like a little dock right now, sort of a side trail got on this dock. Anyway, I guess I could be done babbling for a little bit. I just wanted to talk about that. If anything else interesting happens on this trail, I'll let you know. And yeah, thanks for coming along on my journey. My name is Dawn. I'm known as Ra in the woods, but I wouldn't call that a trail name, just more of a nickname. But it's what I'll go by until a better trail name comes along. Neat. More of that swamp over there to the left. You can see that. Pretty cool. Oh, what's going on over there? Oh, there's another dock over there. Let's go check it out. Uh-oh. Sorry. There's a tarp over a pipe over here. You see that? Man, I forget how much I really like going for a walk by myself sometimes. Just get an opportunity to turn whichever direction I want. I can either stay or go as my whim takes me. I can stop at this bench over here and just enjoy the woods, or maybe sit on a big log. I think I'll stop at the bench over there and get some water. and stare at this fallen tree for a bit. It's pretty big. It's just sort of cracked right in half. It's not in half, but just cracked down. I bet that made a sound when it fell. Like a really big sound. Huh. I'm going to sit in the quiet and sort of look at this for a little bit, I guess. So, I was just thinking about my my pee funnel. I was trying to think, like, when does it become okay to start using the pee funnel, right? Because there's pretty much nobody here. So do I need to, because I'm a girl, go run off and find some place to go? Or can I just kind of park it up next to a tree right here? With the pee funnel, I guess it's less of an issue than if I have to squat and dig a cat hole. I'm a little more nervous about that than I am using the pee funnel, just because the pee funnel like hides everything you're doing. But like, I don't think any open bathrooms. It's not the month for that. We're not in the middle of the summer, so nothing's open here. And I'm not that far from home, so I should be able to wait and go then. But like, you know, it's coming where I'm gonna need to be pretty far away from bathrooms, and so I gotta start figuring this stuff out. Pee funnel I got worked out. I managed to use it last year, no problem. It was a pretty painless experience overall. Cat holes, well, less so. I'm not accustomed to pooping in the woods. That's not a thing that I have had to do very much in my life. And squatting on a relatively bad leg, I'm going to see how that goes. I did see a video where someone was talking about like doing like treating your trekking poles like you're riding a Harley or something, right? So you put the trekking pole around a tree and then you hang on to it like a motorcycle and then you squat and you let the trekking pole do the job of holding you up. I think that's how I'm going to start. I'm hoping that will save me from any major disasters. All right, your TMI session is over for this moment anyway. There's that tree a little closer up. There's a lot of soil inside it already. I guess it's been down for a little bit. Look at that, that's so cool. Huh. No, like, mushrooms on it or anything, but it looks like it's been hollow for some time. Trying to learn what the clues of that are so I don't ever park underneath a tree that's gonna kill me, because I'm not really looking to add death to my resume this month. Oh, there we go. Like, some bark is missing. Some bark is missing here. I heard that that's a sign. Look for bark missing. Look for holes in the tree. So I wonder if that one over there is going to be going soon. Because you can't really tell when there's no leaves on any of the trees. You can't just go by the leaves on the trees. So you kind of got to know signs, right? So I guess you're looking for trees that stand up straight versus lean. So, I mean, all trees, I guess, kind of lean a little bit, but that's one of the things you're looking for. Look at him swaying over there, dancing in the breeze again. So anyway, all trees kind of lean, but they don't all have holes in them. Like this guy seems to have some pretty good holes. Also, I guess if you see a woodpecker hacking at it, it's probably not a good idea to sleep under it. And mushrooms, yeah, if there's fungus or mushrooms on it, it's probably also a bad idea. I like this place. It's pretty mellow. Place to kind of hide out from the world for a little bit. So here we go. Here's a tree that looks like it's working its way toward falling down. See if I can get you closer there. See all the bark pulling away from the tree? That is not a healthy tree. And now I look up, I can see some small branches that aren't really attached, kind of hanging out on there. I don't see any mushrooms or any major holes right now, but it's definitely not in its best condition. I'm sorry, tree, that you're not doing so well. So I just live a few miles from here. I just keep thinking that aside from this really easy bit that somebody mowed down that I'm walking through, this is kind of pretty much what this whole land would look like if we didn't have all this houses and concrete crapping on it. It would just be this sort of big flat prairie and marshland everywhere through here. It's interesting to think about all the work they had to do historically to be able to make this usable for, you know, good usable land for building and all of that. And it's also really sad because it's very pretty, and everywhere I go isn't as pretty as that. So I remember the name of the shoes. They're Calderas, Brooks Calderas. So far so good. No major rubbing. I've been walking on them for a while now. No major issues. They're, I guess, a little warm compared to my Ultras, but they still feel pretty breathable. I've got big thick wool socks on, which I'll probably wear even in the summertime. We'll have to see. So yeah, Calderas. Also, I added some pictures because I wanted you to see. I found some trees that were really good examples of the kind of trees I plan to avoid while I'm out there. In case you're curious about what kinds of things I'm going to be looking for to try to stay alive, or mostly alive, not dead, all that, not squished. You hear some pretty big horror stories about people getting killed by trees. In fact, more people I think get killed by trees than by bears. It's for sure like that's the thing in Georgia. I don't know about the whole trail, but I think trees are a bigger danger to campers. So I'm concerned. Here's one behind me here that's kind of leaning like crazy too. I don't know, can you tell how much it's leaning? You can see the big dead piece on it sticking out. I don't know if you can see the whole lean it's got going on. Probably not one you'd hang a hammock from. Just saying. Yeah, I put my stick in the car as I was walking. The land was just too flat to merit carrying it, so that's why I'm bouncing again. I also wanted to kind of see how much difference it was actually making. What the heck is it? I'm really curious what that's supposed to do. Plugged in, chained. Doesn't seem to be deeply attached to anything. Is it putting off, like, keeping bugs out? What the heck? I don't know. Like I don't know if it's a cell tower or what. This thing's supposed to be for either. Weird. Now I really want to know.